Hello and welcome to the DeLever myAPC Diary instructional videos, and we are now looking at the My Logbook page. Now let's just point our attention down the bottom of the page. We've got Candidate Info tab, we've got the My Diary tab, we've got the My Logbook tab, My CPD Log and My Summary of Experience. Each of those tabs has a separate video that you can go and watch, and I'll probably be referring to that as we go along as well. So let's explain how this page works. Well, very simply, you do nothing on this page. You don't have to put any data in. You don't have to do anything at all. All you have to do is look at it and look at the data that it's giving you. Very simply, this is a collation of an automatic instant. As soon as you put the data in the My Diary page, it will allocate the time and effort to this logbook page. Okay, so let's just start at the top and work our way down. So logbook grand total at the top here. Very simply, you have 6 years worth of diary recording, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 here at the top of the page, and you also have 2 levels, level 2 and level 3. So if you opted to select level 2 or level 3 against a competency, it will allocate the totals that you selected against each level into that box as well. So you can keep an eye on that as well, because you can't really, it's quite interesting. We see a lot in the ARC system where candidates really aren't thinking about what they're doing with their levels. Why would you have less at level 3 than you have at level 2, for example? Because level 3 is an ongoing development of experience. Level 2, is the doing. Level 3 moves you into the advising. So you can start to look at your data, go back and reflect on how you've recorded it, look at which competencies you've recorded it against, and also highlight early warnings and red flags with this system and with this page, and I'll explain that to you in a moment. Each of the competencies we've selected appear on the drop down on the list here. It's not a drop down. If you want to add more competencies in, you do that in the candidate information page. So let's just take us back there. Candidate information page, scroll down the page to our technical competencies. Here they are. I'm going to put a 4th one in. I'm going to go for auctioneering this time. These don't fit to any pathway for right now. It's just for demonstration purposes, but you can manipulate these as you see fit. Back to my logbook, and all of a sudden auctioneering has now appeared. Now at the moment we've not recorded anything against it, so let's go to my diary, let's pick auctioneering. Now if you've watched the video on this, you'll see that this will now throw up an error because I haven't selected a duration against it. I'm going to put half a day against it. Oh, we've got another error because we've got more than a day's worth in total. So let's just amend that. We've done that. Back to the log, and all of a sudden auctioneering has got half a day against it in your first month in year 1. Now, how did I know it was in the first month? Because it's right at the top of the diary. But however, let's scroll down the page, and here all of a sudden we have a year-on-year logbook as well. So this is January the 1st when we started off. That's not the first at the top, that's just month 1. So in January was the first month that we started recording, and you'll notice there's the auctioneering that I've just put into the system. These are all color coded for a reason, and we'll show you the color coding in just a moment. You might be able to see on your screen to the far right, I have quite a high resolution screen. We have some charts and tables and graphs, so you'll be able to see how you are developing in a visual format as well, which is really helpful when you're trying to manage the process. Also, as we scroll down, we've got big data recorded. We've also got BIM, which we've not recorded anything against, and we have our alternative date recording fields as well at the bottom. So this shows you an overall total for each year, and as we scroll up, you can see the total column here will match the total column here. Okay, simple as that. If you start your diary in March, this will run March through to February, but at the moment it's just running January through to December. So that's month 1 to 12, month 13 to 24, 25 to 36, and so on. You get the idea. Okay, all the way down to 6 years worth that you can record. So let's scroll back to the top. Now, if you are on a slightly higher or lower resolution screen, you can manipulate the screen by using the zoom controls. I'm going to drop this down to 75% on my screen. Makes it a little bit small, but it actually demonstrates what I want you to see. Very simply, what we've now got here is a graphical representation on the right hand side of all the data that you've put in the table to the left of it. So this now shows me that I've recorded 26.5 days against agriculture, 3 against building control, 6 against capital allowances, hardly anything, half a day against auctioneering, big data, 3 days. Now, Why is this useful? Well, if you're sat down with your supervisor and counselor, or by the way, you can send them a link to this so they can go and have a look at it themselves as well. As long as you've got a browser, you can see this, and anyone you share the link we send you, you can share that with them as well. Then this would immediately throw up a red flag for me. Why are we doing so much against agriculture but so little against the rest? Okay, well, let's break that down. Let's have a look what you did year on year, and you can actually see what's going on. Now, the other nice thing here is the colors in the columns match the colors in the chart. So you can see the chart stacking on top of itself and putting you the number of days you've done each month and what you've recorded and how you've recorded it and so on. So you can keep doing that. Now, we haven't put anything in year 2 and we haven't put anything in year 3 yet, but as you develop your diary and as you grow, as you go through the system, it will start to build this for you. Now, green is year 2. That'll stack on top of year 1, which is in a bright yellow, or that's not that bright yellow, is it? It's quite a gentle tone of yellow. Okay, so you'll see, as we've seen here in the months stacking on top of each other, you'll see the years stacking on top of each other. Now, I can make that happen for you just quickly. So if we just come down here, what I'm going to do, and if you've watched the video on the My Diary, you'll see how you can do this. You can just literally block a section. And let's just scroll down the page, got a bit more here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste that, Control C or Command C, depending on you use a PC or a Mac. Let's go into year 21, okay, 2021. And I'm just going to randomly paste it in there because what I want this to now do is show me a second year's worth of data. There we have it. Okay, so it's now recorded. The data in here, if we go down to year 2, it's now stacked that on for us. Now, interestingly, you'll notice these are darker colors, so we've not really recorded anything at the beginning of year 2. So wherever I pasted it in was part way through, and you'll see at the top here we're now stacking yellow on, or green on yellow. So we've now got year 1 and year 2. So that enables you to see how your competencies are progressing. And if I was managing you as a counselor or a supervisor, I would have a bit of an issue going on here. This would be big screaming red flags at me going, whoa, hold on a minute, we've got a problem with these competencies. If you submit this to the assessors at the submission period, then they're going to start looking at this going, whoa, hold on a minute, we've got a candidate here who's not done much against their declared competencies. So again, it gives you that opportunity to watch, manipulate, and see the data as you see fit. So you can trial it, see what's going well for you, try different competencies, and you can see here where it says select, we have plenty of scope to put information in, and obviously it's not recording any time against where you've hit a select, because otherwise it would duplicate that. So it gives you that ability to pick and choose as many competencies as you like. As with all other sections of the myAPC Diary, you've got a register copy button at the top right here as well, and that enables you, if that's bright red and says unregistered, please get in touch, because this won't work for you. The logbooks won't work, and the competency selection won't work, and if there's any updates, that won't come through, and we can't technically support you because you're not registered with us, blah 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 blah, and so on. Now, if there is a mistake, let's just make a mistake in the diary, because the diary is linked directly to the logbook. So let's go straight back to the top of our page. I'm going to take out this duration. That will then throw up an error. Okay, so if I come to the logbook, it will say, oops, myAPC Diary error, check for errors in my diary. Okay, and that's because that's the only place where this document and this page is fed from. Okay, so there's no data entry in this section, so you'd have to go back to my diary and you go, oh yeah, there's the mistake. Okay, yeah, I see that, no problem. Select the half day, back to my logbook, and everything's running fine. So that's my logbook. As always, if you're unsure, pop your mouse over the link and click it, and that will take you to our web page if you've got any requirements or help. And don't forget, we've got lots of other little bits of information down here dotted throughout the system. Scroll to the far right. Now these things can be turned on and off in the candidate information page, so please watch the video on the candidate information page. And that is the DeLever myAPC Diary logbook, and that's everything. Thank you ever so much for listening, and bye-bye.